Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another spirit message and tip. So it is literally 5 in the morning. It lends to the message. So this is all about know how your brain works. That knowledge is so powerful. That knowledge is so powerful. Not only is knowledge powerful, but knowing how your brain works. That knowledge is so powerful. That's the meaning of the title. Not to mention in the last reading, we literally had something about fully embrace your brilliance, right? Fully embrace your brilliance. So I'm going to go into detail about knowing how your brain works and how that knowledge is so powerful. But more than that, why it's 5 o'clock in the morning, how I got this message, I also want to reveal to you, because one of the major points of this is that we are massive receivers of information, and not to miss out on all the information you're receiving. So just like in the old days, they used to say, sleep with a pen and paper by your bed. You never know when you're going to get a brilliant thought, brilliant idea. Literally know that you are such a massive receiver of information. These days, we have our phones next to our beds. When you're sleeping, if you wake up in the night or anytime during the day, I say this all the time on the channel, write it down, whatever you get. It could be 2 words, it could be a whole thing, it could be an epiphany, it could be a great idea, but write it down or email yourself. Sometimes we get these in the middle of the night because our brains have emptied out, we're clear, so it plops into our heads. But you don't doubt you are a massive receiver of information. It's so important that you really know that, because when it comes in quick, it comes in fast, and if you don't write it down, you will lose it. You will lose it, because then we wake up or we get bombarded with information all day long, and 30 seconds later, you will not remember all that you got. It's part of the reason why, as a kid, I started the habit of writing everything down. Like I told you before, even email, write it down, write it down, write it down, email yourself. Just save it, because it's brilliant information, it's divine ideas, it's help, it's guidance, everything else. But now let me get into the message of quite literally know how your brain works, because that knowledge is so powerful. This is all about your brain. This is all about your brain. So, but they wanted me to mention first how I even received this message, so that you receive your messages, right? That you actually are getting and receiving, just like I am right now, right? They're saying we're massive receivers of information. I am finding this, between you and I, I'm finding this all utterly fascinating. And I always have. And that's why I always say on the channel, be your little spiritual scientist all on your own. Because you're going to get information. Sometimes you'll get information and then it's almost like, how did you know that? And with the internet at your fingertips, you could get information and things. And then if you just take a second to Google it, you'll find out in a second it's actually true. Okay, so I didn't know much about the brain. and then I got this message. I went on the internet and it's like everything is true. But just these are a couple of sentences. It's much bigger concepts again, but this is so that we understand and know our brain and how it works, because it's that knowledge that's so powerful. So not just the information that you're receiving, but knowing how your brain works is so powerful, that information. So number one, the one thing was you are a big receiver of new information. You're a big receiver of new information. Now, your brain has, if you Google your brain, because I did that, because I'm like a little spiritual scientist when they tell me that, you're a big receiver of new information. Now, people don't even describe the brain like that. That's why people walk around thinking that it's like their little brain is doing all the work, that you're generating all of it, it's running your whole body, everything else. But they don't talk about it being a big receiver of new information. Now, if you Google, there are billions of neurons and receivers, connectors. There's literally like almost like a computer, right? But it's a receiver, and scientists have yet to even figure that out yet. Okay, so you don't have to have it proven by a scientist for you to know that it's true, that you're actually receiving, you're a big receiver of new information. So that's number one. Number two, you have old memories, stories, flashbacks of crap. that play like old records that you can take out. And by the way, who was that crappy DJ that even put that song on in the first place? You didn't even put it there. They were making me laugh with that. But you have your own lingo when you receive a message. But I understood. We have old things playing out, old memories, stories, flashbacks of real crap, like old records that play round and round and round. But you don't have to, who put that song even on there? Like, just take it off as easy as a record on a record player. You're flooded, literally another point was you're flooded with hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day. Literally, you are flooded with hundreds of thoughts of thousands of thoughts a day, and can weed out to get to the most important, right? Now they're saying you are separate from your brain, but know your brain and how it works. Take advantage of the receiver part. Now that's the part that I elaborated on. Take advantage of the receiver part. It's actually the part no one talks about. Take advantage of the receiver part. That's brilliant new ideas, divine wisdom, in fact. And that's why those come in quick. They come in fast. You want to write it down. You don't want to forget it. It's brilliant new ideas and divine wisdom, in fact. Now, the old records I mentioned, unless the old records that are spinning around, unless they're nostalgic, happy, or supportive, toss the garbage. Toss the garbage. They showed me an image of walking over to a record player and just taking it off and looking at it like, who the heck put this on, and throw it out. And know the weeds of thoughts. Know the weeds of thoughts from the fruitful thoughts that will actually grow into more results for you. So simply as you're going in your day, weed out the thoughts from the fruitful thoughts that you know are gonna grow more results for you. So they're ending it with your brain is popping with activity. It can seem like chaos, but it's not. Know your brain, how it works, what's playing on it, and that knowledge is so powerful. And the card they wanted me to show is, remember you are brilliant. Remember you are brilliant. And I swear this is piggybacking on the last reading and when they said, fully embrace your brilliance. Fully embrace your brilliance. And I said, I don't care what other cards come out of the reading. I'm going to put that in the header. And if you look down on the videos, it's in the header. Remember, fully embrace your brilliance. You're brilliant. Now, don't wait until people start actually, I don't know if they'll ever figure out what the brain, don't discount. You are a massive receivers of information. Lean into that part because that's the brilliant part. Yep, so I just wanted to leave you this message. Know how your brain works. That knowledge is so powerful. That knowledge is so powerful. And remember, you're brilliant. Take care. Bye-bye.